Yeah.
The American people don't know what's going on in this country.
The enemy's public.
The country is going to hell.
The enemy's public.
It ain't black people sending it there. There is no mystery God. Absolutely no mystery God.
You are the future, and we are depending on you to unite to overcome your differences and organize a system under the set of principles that the original people of this planet follow.
The enemy's public.
I don't know how I got here. I just know I'm never going back. Just when I thought things were already crazy, it gets worse.
I'm back.
Quan?
Sapphire struggles to deal with her husband's alleged betrayal and coming to terms with Quan being alive after thinking he was deceased. Devante tries to keep a level head while dealing with family issues and unexpected disloyalty. Memories of Dre enters Devante's life in a way that he would have never imagined.
Fire Part 2, the finale.
Get your copy of Fire. It's definitely a must-read. If you enjoy hood books, this one is it. Just like the title of the book, it's officially Fire. Get it on Amazon, paperback or Kindle.
Peace. This is the Enemy's Public, and I am Bro.Nasir. I'm here accompanied by my brothers Key Norfolk and T Wriggles with dual streaming, and we're going to get into the heart of hypocrisy. We're going to talk about the government. We're going to talk about the shutdown and how these people are agreeing to disagree on purpose. That's what they're doing. They are agreeing to disagree on purpose. That's the end of my introduction, but I want to introduce to you my brothers Key Norfolk and T Wriggles.
Salute. Much love and respect. I appreciate you for having me, good brother, on the stream with you, man, to discuss this topic that is, it's kind of plaguing our country. So salutes to you for the bill. Salutes to my brother T Wriggles. With what's going on in the country right now, I'm hoping that this conversation can find everyone who's listening to it in a place to where it intrigues them with different thoughts higher than the thoughts that they presently have about the situation at hand. So salutes, good brother.
Yes, sir. Let me take these.
Salute to both of you, man. Thank you, Brother Nasir and Key Norfolk. It's an honor to be on the stream with you guys today, breaking down this government shutdown, and just for little info purposes, there are over 500,000 federal workers that are missing their first full paycheck. Well, that doesn't affect none of us, but those federal workers, they've taken the hit more than most.
Yes, sir. Not the politicians, but the actual essential workers.
Yeah.
Those are the ones who are taking the hits. The actual essential workers, like people in airports, TSA, the regular ones who actually go to work and need their pay, as opposed to as opposed to the millionaires and the billionaires and the 100,000aires that is not worried about where their next, paycheck's going to come from, because a lot of these people who work for the government, especially in the essential jobs, some of them live paycheck to paycheck, so they can't afford to lose any day's pay. But again, as I stated earlier in the stream, my sentiment, I believe that they, how some of us use cliche words, brother, like we gotta agree to disagree. Sometimes that's not always good. When you agree to disagree, when you agree to disagree on purpose and it's affecting people livelihood, that's not a good thing. It's not good.
That's a fact. I agree with you, good brother. And a lot of people who work for the governments in a lot of cities, the government workers pick up the trash. So in some cities or places that are not really cities, you may think you a city, but you may only have townships. So townships have to hire what would be done in the city stage. Because your town is not a city, then your town would not have a city's budget. So then your town will have to hire, and that's my nephew, man. Shout out to y'all. So listen, your town will have to hire private trash workers or have a city dump to where you bring it. So what makes your city able to have city trash workers is because now the city will be paying them. That makes sense.
Yes, yes. I mean, when they have that city budget for that particular position, they have, like they have every other budget. Like say the Board of Education, they got their budget. City workers got their budget, whether it's Department of Public Works, sanitation, whatever. Everybody have their budget. And it also depends on the state, because in the state of New Jersey, townships are much larger than cities. In New Jersey, townships are huge in New Jersey. In
Right,
some states, townships are like boroughs.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Or like boroughs. See, boroughs in New Jersey are small, but
Mm,
boroughs in New York are huge.
huge.
Like the five boroughs, they're huge. But
Right.
boroughs in New Jersey are small. You can walk through them. You can walk through a borough in New Jersey like 3-4 minutes. The little bitty small towns that got less than 10,000 people in it. But
That's a fact. But
in New
that's
Jersey,
what
township is
people.
huge.
Oh my bad. Sorry about that, good brother.
No, I'm saying, but in New Jersey, townships are very large in New Jersey.
Yeah, and I was just saying that's what kind of blur a lot of people's vision when it comes to thinking about you know, state workers or city workers and stuff like that. All that goes, it's an implosion. What's happening? So when we start thinking about, who works for the government, city workers fall under that too. It depends on where you at. So the
Yes,
same thing is not happening in the same places all the time. This is what make everything different. If you live in a place to where everybody works at the local factory, then you're not gonna have the same defect as what's happening is when everybody's like trash workers or working for. See, when you get up north, there's where it start to happen like that. Ain't too
exactly.
much common wealth type of thing when you start getting up north. The common shit is down south. Why would, excuse my language, why would there be common things up north when that's the difference between the north and the south? You start going to more city like atmosphere or more rural, what they
Yeah,
call it, a rural area.
exactly.
Once you start to get up north will shrink its rural spaces as far as the number of people, but would expand its rural space and width, and it'll be less people in a big space. Rather than down south, there'll be a lot of people in a little bitty of the space.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, the city I'm in is a small city, but it's a lot of people here.
Right.
You know, you got a lot of small cities here. And as a matter of fact, the whole entire state of New Jersey is overpopulated. It's a lot of people live in New Jersey. There's more people live in the state of New Jersey than the state of Georgia.
The point I was making too, and I know I said that, and the point what you're saying is correct, but I said it backwards. So I want to explain this to people because the city of New York has a little bit of space. It got a whole lot of people. There's more people in New York City than I think almost in the whole state of Arkansas, where I'm from, in that little bitty area of New York
That's true.
City.
That's true.
You know
The
what I'm
five boroughs, the five boroughs got
saying?
about 10 million, 11 million people in the five boroughs. And it's a big state. And the rest of the people in that particular state is spread it out. Outside
Right.
of the city, outside the five boroughs, it's not that many people in the state of New York.
That's
It's more
right.
people. You know what I'm saying? It's not that many people. They spread it out. Other than that,
That was kind of like the new land to them, and then when they told us the story about this one reservation they had over on the west side, the South really became the reservation. So then this indoctrinated the mindset of the people where we all come from the South and all that to where we all really been from all over this country. We've been navigating this whole thing. The Mississippi River goes all the way up to the top of the country. So why would we be coercing ourselves to believe that we only came from the South because they wanted their part? This is what's taking place now. They want the whole thing. You see what I'm saying, good brother?
indeed, indeed. You know, my family came up. You know, the year I was born, my whole family came up from Georgia to New Jersey the year I was born. I mean, grandmother, grandfather, uncles, aunts, mother's father, and on my mother's side too. Some of them on my mother's side too came up the year I was born. We ended up in New Jersey. But my aunt came up first because my uncle was in the Air Force. He was stationed here. So that's how they ended up in New Jersey because he was stationed here. And
Yeah.
they told him about here, and that's how we ended up here.
Oh yeah. Hey, shout out to Redden too, good brother. My bad. Shout out to Redden. I'm trying to make you a moderator, Redden, but I can't seem to do so. I don't know whose side you can come up on, but I'm gonna drop down in my chat and I'm gonna put the link up. T Wriggles, if you want to take the mic and converse with the brother Nasir, I'm gonna drop the link and I'll let some of y'all know. Shout out to P Moses too. Salute. Go ahead, good brothers. Y'all got it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but this government shutdown is just like they're having a disagreement. From my understanding, they said it was a disagreement over money for health care for immigrants. If I'm not mistaken, is that the reason why they having this the disagreement? Is it over money for health care for immigrants?
I'm
I'm
not
asking
quite.
that.
Yeah, look, I'm not quite sure, but it seems like I'm going over some of these articles now, right? And it seems like so. This is what is this? NBC News is saying that um the Democrats are blocking something that the Republicans want to do, and this is what's holding everything up. I don't know if it's all about healthcare, but right now, I wasn't aware. I'm glad we're speaking about this. The government shut down in October 1st. Did you know that, Brother Nasir?
Yes.
So it's been 23 days, 21 hours, 56 minutes, and 10 seconds. This thing has been shut down. It's the second longest shutdown ever in American government history. Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, it's so many dirty tricks that's being used. And it's like, I don't subscribe to none of these parties, these political parties. But right now, the man who holds the highest office in the executive branch is a damn child. He acts like a child. You can tell his grow up that he hasn't had, any type of, he wasn't one of the cool guys. And he wasn't one of the ones who actually had any type of clout. And he's doing all this clout chasing as a damn 80-year-old man.
Who, Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, he always been that dude though, man. When it come to our people, whether he really the dude in real life, a lot of our people always put him on that pedestal, man. He been that dude for a long time. You know, Shout out to Bro Sanchez. Like I was just having to tell him, man, Trump gonna tell you, man, you just a hater, man. Cause it don't matter what you saying and all the smart niggas is saying, all the dumbass niggas think I'm the shit. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. Excuse my language.
Do you know
Excuse my language.
this is a member of Congress that they are keeping in order for them to control the House? They're not swearing her in, and she cannot exercise her office until they swear her in. And they're not swearing her in on purpose.
Oh yeah, I could believe that.
She's not. She can't exercise her office and do anything as a legislator because they refuse to swear her in because they wanted to be because a numbers game they're playing. And this is what the highest officers in the land, the executive branch, is doing. Not swearing her in on purpose. But they want to call people lawless. They want to send National Guard to cities. They want to start fires and then fuel them. That's what they're doing. They want to start fires and then fuel the fires when the people are unrest. There's nothing going on in these cities that suggests that troops should be in these cities. And not only that, you were speaking about it earlier today on your stream, Key. When federal troops are in cities of America, that is martial law. And how could you declare martial law unfounded when there's no reason to declare martial law? And not only that, it's against posse comitatus.
Facts. You can only do that by tricking the people. You got to trick the people first. And with the books that came out with Donald Trump gonna be the last president. See, people ain't really getting it. If they told you that this is gonna be the last president, the 45th is the ninth. When we start going into numbers, 9 is the total completion number, right? So then when we start looking into them saying that he gonna be the last president, when there's martial law implicated, we can't elect no another president. The country don't run the same. It stay under the same guys because whoever started this shit need to finish this stuff. Whoever started this stuff need to finish.
Under martial law, you can't have an election.
No.
And that's why it's being done on purpose. It's being done on purpose. You can't have an election during martial law.
No.
And he's creating so much turmoil and conflict. He's creating the conflict. But what's making him look bad was last week. Last weekend made everything he said unfounded because if that many people could come together and protest all over the United States and it happened without incident, that dispels everything he's been saying. Because last weekend, when in Chicago, especially, you see the people in Chicago, bro. That came out for the No King's Day protests.
Yeah, I saw those people.
You would think that there would be chaos and turmoil on that day. That's the day out of all days you would think you would see some chaos.
And you know what else should really show the people, good brother? The people should really see that this person is not really, and I'm gonna say this, he can't be that invested in the United States if he didn't even really know that he was the president of Puerto Rico.
Yes,
and
sir. Yes, sir.
and he
Yes,
said he
sir.
spoke to the president of Puerto Rico and the president of Virgin Islands. So the smart thing to do is to be able to say, "Hey, Donald Trump, you spoke to the president of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands." He said, "Yeah. You know, I spoke to them, and you know, what we got going on." And I gotta say, wait a minute, before you tell me what you got going on, who did you speak to?
Exactly. Who the
Because
hell did you
you
speak to?
the president of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, right?
He's not. He's not versed with you know geography. He don't know anything about geography outside of his own properties, and he don't know anything about history. The only people he aspired to be like are the tyrants. He likes Patton and all them dudes because they were rough heads, and he wants to be this. Let me tell you something. When it comes to Donald Trump, it's all about how things look. It's about optics. And he don't care. And Donald Trump is not pulling the strings. He's the puppet. But if it will make it appear that he's the one running shit, and no matter how messed up it is, he's good with that. Because it's about optics with him. And a he's getting a he's trying to get some paydays out of it because he's trying to get over $200 million from the Justice Department when he's not supposed to get anything besides what his salary is from the government while he's president.
Right.
That's the law. You're not supposed to get anything, but that's not going to stop him. He cares nothing about the law. It's not going to stop him from trying to infringe on the law.
Oh yeah, brother T. Riggles. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, because I'm looking on Delaware Online, and it said after Wednesday, this was the 12th failed attempt that the Senate can't make an agreement. And then on the right, and they said that the poly market, I don't know what the poly market is, but they all took a vote, right, in the market scene, and they said 11% believe the Senate will pass the bill by October 31st. 80% are betting that the Senate will be passing by October 30th. That's just a stupid, crazy stat. So what about all of the government workers, right, and the rent? Will they get basically a pause on the rent? Nothing will happen to all of these workers? Or are they going to have to file for eviction, or how is that going to work with all of these government workers? There has to be some type of forgiveness and then wait till money comes in so no one loses their homes, because this sounds really pathetic.
Well, usually it wouldn't take that process it wouldn't happen that fast as far as people filing for eviction. because they're not even a month in as far as being late. You know what I'm saying? So they're not even to that point. But what I'm saying is the reason why I go to work is because I get paid. And if you're not going to give me what I come here for, the reason why I'm here, why am I here? Nobody goes to work just to go to work. I go to work because I get paid to go to work, and you need to give me the incentive of why I'm here, which is my paycheck. You telling me that I have to come to work and I'm not going to get paid because you all having a disagreement? That's crazy.
That's crazy. And
Because
look what
you
else.
all have a disagreement.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
No,
Continue,
I'm just. I was agreeing with you. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
There's more of the poly market stats here. Okay, 1% believe it will end anywhere from the 23rd to the 26th of October. 8% believe it will end the 27th to the 30th. 11% believe that it will end between the 31st and the 3rd. 15% believe it will end November 4th, 7th. 7% believe it will end November 8th to 11th. 14% believe it will end November 12th and the 15th. And 44% believe it would end on or after November 16th. That's a very long time for government workers not to be
But
working.
right about now, we're at the point where we're looking at least the 27th because they have adjourned for the weekend. So it's not going if it, that's the the time frame so far right about now. It's not going to end before them unless they have some type of emergency meeting. They've adjourned already for the weekend.
Facts. And it says here on Monday, on the 27th, they're going to vote again. So already there's been 12 attempts of failure, like someone's not giving in somewhere in their little party or scheme of things. So, this is kind of deep now that I'm really looking at it.
They convene. The next time they convene would be, I believe, 3:00 on Monday. If I'm correct, 3:00 Monday is the next time they're gonna convene to negotiate, I guess.
Yeah, this is crazy. And just like you said, so the people have to suffer because you guys are having disagreements.
And the essential workers and other people, the mothers who need their EBT cards. You know what I'm saying? Other people, I don't know if the elders going to suffer. I don't know how it's going to affect Social Security and people who are receiving government benefits. Some of them going to suffer too.
Yeah, some of them gonna suffer, but it seems like the whole government is not shut down. They're actually, receiving taxes. They're taking taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
They're always gonna do that, but they're also, putting the people in certain emotions and feelings and stuff like that. That's gonna cause them to, take spiritual turns and other turns that's not physical. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna put people in a place to where there's so many people who are looking forward to like having Thanksgiving. And me, I've been prepared a long time ago, but there's so many people who are gonna take that in such a bad psychological absorbent that it's gonna be like diabolical. That's gonna make them want to go out in the streets and loot and
All right, so I just clicked on something here. The USA Facts. A government shutdown occurs when Congress fails to pass or the president refuses to sign a spending bill to fund the federal government's operation. This results in the funding gap that can cause several government functions to temporarily disrupt. Government shutdowns are often resolved by Congress passing continuing resolutions which provide short-term funding while negotiating for a long-term solution. And they said in the beginning of it, the impacts that it would have basically is some of the employees, of course, the reductions in services where you were mentioning healthcare, Brother Nasir, closed parks and museums.
You know, I was listening earlier when you were live earlier, and you were talking about, you know, the ramifications and how it's going to make people turn up, and the test run for you know, martial law, and see how people are going to act if they're not accommodated. You know, again, my sentiment that is it could be a test run, and it could be also this is if you use the word psychological operation, you'll be using it now in its proper context. You know what I'm saying? Because it is going to affect the people psychologically. If you use the word now, you'll be using it correct as opposed to saying something fake.
Right.
Because it is going to affect some people psychologically, and I believe that it's affecting them now, and it's also giving people anxiety because they don't know whether or not, you know, when you don't know whether or not you're going to get your paycheck or whether or not you're going to get your government benefits, that's you will suffer from anxiety.
Yeah.
And to me, it's what they should be doing is not adjourning. They should not be adjourning. Even people who are so-called doing that civic duty as jurors, they're not allowed to fucking leave, man. Until they what you call it, deliberate and come to whether or not that person is guilty or they're innocent. They should not be able to adjourn until they tire them out like they do the jurors. When the jurors are deliberating on a case, when they're trying to send somebody to prison or free them. They should not be allowed to adjourn. Why? Because they're going to their regular lives while other people can potentially suffer. They're supposed to fix that and stay there until they fixed it. They shouldn't be allowed to adjourn. But they're going home.
Yeah.
Some of these people are lawyers. Some of these people, you know, some of these people, they're legislators, but they have other means of income. And they live pretty good. As opposed to the essential workers, the ones who, you know, clean the bathroom in the damn Capitol building. You know what I mean? Them. The groundskeepers at the Capitol building. That grass would be high if I had to cut it. It would be high because I'm not going to show up for work if I'm not getting paid. I'm just not showing up for work. If I have to get paid because that's the reason why I'm there.
Right. But it says here what services are not affected by the government shutdown. Social Security and Medicare benefits. That's military good. That's good. The military and federal law enforcement, cool.
Of course not.
You can't have police officers and all the agents not working. U.S. Postal Service for sure, making sure that you still get your bill in the
But what I'm,
mail,
bro,
uh, air traffic control, and lastly, the U.S. Passport Agency.
he's not going to the federal troops. There's no way he's going to allow them to not get paid when they're his goons out there. There's goons running around doing his dirty work. So he's gonna make sure they're getting paid. These guys are getting $50,000 bonuses.
Yeah,
Let me
then
tell you.
that's one of the most important things that there is the defense for the country. So while he out here popping all this trash, of course he gonna put his most money in that. It's gonna defend them
Exactly.
and it's gonna apprehend them and offend them at the same time.
Exactly.
Mm. And
It's
you
gonna,
know, this is
yeah.
funny right here, guys. One of the frequently asked questions, right? Do you have to pay taxes while the government is shut down? And the answer is yes. Paying taxes is still required.
Yo, bro, let me tell you something, man. The pimp want his money.
I'm gonna tell you something. See, that's only under policy, right? See, I'm gonna say something right now, and I ain't gonna fact check nothing. I mean, I could be fact checked or whatever. I'm gonna tell you right now, we really don't owe them nothing at no time. We agree to pay them everything that we paying them. We don't owe them all the taxes that we're giving them. We
Never did.
agreed to get it. We never did. We never did owe them this. So we don't owe nothing. We just keep agreeing to do things that we were never pinpointed to do anyway. We're getting tricked to
Bro.
think that we owe
But you
them.
know what though, bro? Based on the so-called public servants, they owe us, if any damn thing, because it's like taxation without representation. We pay our taxes to a police department that don't serve us, who mistreat us. So that's taxation without representation itself.
You know,
So we don't owe them anything. And what you're saying, Key, is unfact checkable.
Yeah, they want to fact check it though because they think because I told a female and then shout out to her, you know who you are. You know, I told her she paid a large, significant amount of money in a storm in here. So I apologize if you guys can hear the rain, but I just want to be able to be comfortable to, you know, have this conversation. So I told this particular female that you really don't gotta pay them. And see, she thought like I gotta pay them because it's gonna be they get you with the tax evasion thing. So I don't want to sit up here and tell you that you don't see those type of taxes are coming out for things. Those tax evasion type things is if these the taxes on your house or the taxes on your car. Taxes that came with paying physical things, but when it comes to paying non-physical things, you don't have to pay them. You didn't receive none physically, and they just giving you a tax to say that you just supposed to have this type of tax. Then you don't have to pay. There's the implosion and the explosion of things. I just wanted to explain that. My bad, good brother.
Yes, sir.
No.
I agree.
That's
I
perfect.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Totally. And here's some other facts that we should know about this government shutdown. Here's another frequently asked question: does the president and the Congress people, senators, get paid during the shutdown? Yes, they do. See, and look. I bet you they resolved it if they didn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They'll be there right now at Capitol Hill, bro. You know, litigating and negotiating and deliberating. They're doing all that right about now to make sure that they get paid. And that's the crazy part. The ones who are actually doing manual labor are the ones who are not getting paid.
Yeah, and this just ain't right.
You know, the bloodline. You know, the bloodline, brother. They miss. You know, they miss. It's like they mistreat the actual bloodline of the country that makes it run. That's the part that get mistreated.
But
That's the
here's
part
something.
that get mistreated.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
You got it, brother.
And the last one is, will people receive unemployment benefits during the shutdown? And it says unemployment benefits are generally not affected by the shutdown. The state unemployment insurance benefits also continues as the funding for these programs comes from state sources. So that's anybody that's got unemployment, you're still going to receive a check.
So the ones who are not working get paid, but the ones who are working don't, huh? Oh, okay.
It just don't make sense.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, bro. A lot of state workers are not actually in there just sitting around talking. A lot of state workers are on the streets working. Like in a lot of places, you'll see somebody on like the trolley or something, and they'll be on a trolley, and you'll be like, man, how you get this job? And they're gonna say, well, man, I'm a state worker. I work through the state. This ain't
Yeah,
no
yeah, that. I mean, it's a difference between. We have to know the difference between the state worker and the federal worker because the state already got their annual budget and they're
right.
living off that. But the federal stuff is different.
Federal stuff different. But see, a lot of the state recommended money comes from the feds. So when the feds can't get a state day money, then some of those people who work for the state can't get paid too.
Exactly. But that's when the annual budget is due. But if they already got their budget for the year,
the money's there.
The money's there already.
The money's there. So now we're looking ahead of the game. You see what I'm saying? Now we're looking ahead of the game. And this is what I'm saying when it comes to those mid-crisis shutdowns. They make sure they shut it for the people at the bottom. Those annual salary type people, they money
Yes, sir.
already there. See what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But then when you got that hour to hour worker, they money not there. And then when you got the people who depending on it, they money not there either. So it's the both of the people in the middle on both sides lose out.
It's just evil, brother. It's just evil. What they're doing is they're pushing the people and they're playing right in the people's face. That's what they're doing. Playing right in their face. Playing politics. That's what they're doing, playing politics. And you don't do that when it comes to the livelihood of people.
Right. Especially when it comes to a thing like, so what do you think about I wanted to ask you earlier, brother Nasir. I wanted to ask you, what did you think about, it was a lot of sisters that made videos saying, if they didn't get their food stamps, that they were gonna like go take them. How you feel about that?
Go run up in the stores.
The Walmart, take their food, their food and stuff. How you feel about that?
You don't want to add insult to injury, brother. You don't want to end up in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the same time, you do want to feed your children, but you don't want to do it like that because then you will be away from your child on top of not being able to take care of them. Who won't take care of them then?
Right.
If you end up locked up for running around in Walmart just snatching stuff off the shelves.
I say that's acting just like how they thought you was gonna act.
Exactly.
We already
reinforcing their stereotypes that they have about you.
Right. They like, we knew the dudes wasn't gonna do nothing. That's why we keep combining in with all this homosexual stuff. We know the dudes ain't gonna do nothing, but you women talking crazy. So we're gonna have the police sitting up here waiting on y'all. And when you do come in here with this, it's gonna get ugly.
And they're gonna have some people waiting because if you go on Walmart, people don't realize that the Walton family is a powerful family. and the police gonna come for them fast. Why? Because they're multi-billionaires.
They gonna be already there, brother. You know, they
Exactly.
from Arkansas. You know, I'm from
Yeah,
Arkansas.
yeah, Bentonville.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? They have. They probably contribute a whole lot of money to the what you call it, the FBA. I mean the PBA rather, the PBA, they probably contribute a lot of money to that. When you contribute a lot of money to a organization, you are what they call a lobbyist. And you can make a phone call and make things happen because you contribute to that organization. You know,
Yes.
the police benevolent association and all that. So I'm sure the Walton family got clout like that. I'm sure they do. You're
Yeah,
not
this
just gonna
how capitalism
you're not gonna run up in
capitalism takes its form. And capitalism takes its form, man. Go ahead, T.
this.
I tell you right now that that's an issue with the system. It seems like from top to bottom, okay, whatever disputes are happening, why is the common man being blamed for everything? Why is he taking the brunt of things? No, it shouldn't be like that. It should be, if anything, it needs to be balanced. If these federal workers aren't getting paid, then that means that you, representative and senator and congressman and don't get paid. No one gets paid until we resolve this issue. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is this is a clear problem with the system. Just like with the police brutality that I learned from Brother Nasir. Oh, when something wrong or someone gets shot and passes away, no, it doesn't come from the police department or any of those folks. It comes from the people that have to reimburse the person that died, and that's not fair. That's not balanced, right?
No, it's
That
not.
money needs to come. And when we speaking about police brutality, that money needs to come from the police department and federal agencies. The people don't have to pay for that. So if that's going on with police brutality, and now this is going on with the government officials where y'all still getting paid, but the workers aren't. Oh, y'all are just, it's got stank written all over this. I land.
Yes, sir. And it's like, speaking on the what you were just saying about the police brutality, we already paid them for a service. When you do a CFS, they call it a CFS, and they don't come to do that. A call for service means, okay, they come in and they want to know how could they help you, but they don't do that. Not us anyway. Not us. It's about capitulation and obedience when it comes to these people. Any of them. I don't trust any of them. You see a brother, and I say brother with quotes, in a white shirt, gold badges and stars on his lapel or on his or on his collar. That don't mean a damn thing. It don't mean nothing. Because if something happened in that department, he's either not going to answer his phone or he's going to cosplay. That's what's going to happen. I've seen that happen too many times. When you see one of us are harmed by cops and a so-called brother is in charge, he's the chief or the police director, and he allowed that to happen on his watch, he's just as bad as the one who committed the crime. He's just as bad as the one who shot you because you allowing that on your watch. You are in charge and you're allowing people to go around hurting your people, and you're in charge. If I was a police chief, I'm commanding all of the cops. I wish I would get ear of somebody doing something to a brother or a sister, and they not in the confines of the law. They would have serious. That would go bad for them, real bad.
Yeah.
It go
And
bad
then,
for them.
and then too, man. So what do y'all feel about, the other things that's going on with the government shutdown? Like as far as we know we got the National Guard in certain states, but there's other things going on. Like there's the shutdown with as far as the LGBT movements and stuff like that, and then we also got the shutdowns with the NBA that's happening right now. We don't know if that's going to stretch out to the NFL and the Major League Baseball thing. Well, how y'all feel about that?
The NBA is shut down. The
Well, well,
NBA
well,
shut down.
well, no, it's still going. They still playing games or whatever. So I didn't mean to shut down, but I meant as far as the fake stuff that's taking place. They saying there's a lot of players who taking money to play certain roles, like they injured and they turning the ball over to shave points and stuff like that. How y'all feel about
Oh,
that?
are you talking about shaving points for like gambling purposes and stuff?
Correct, correct.
Well, that's not nothing new. It's just that it's nothing new. It's just that you can't do that for yourself. You got to do that for them. That's when you get busted, when you do it for yourself. It's nothing new.
Mm.
People shaving points and people, for gambling purpose. That's nothing new. People have taken dives in boxing and every damn thing, man. So it's nothing new when it comes to sports. But when you start doing these same things that you do for them, when you start doing it for yourself and you figure out how you can come up doing it, that's a no-no. See, that's the thing, bro. I keep saying it, and our people don't understand it. I hope we understand it in the near future. Doing the dirt with you to get the dirt on you. That's been their methodology. Doing the dirt with you to get the dirt on you. It's been their method. They know you did it because they were there doing it with you, and because they are the power structure, you get punished and they go unpunished. You don't do dirt with some untrustworthy ass people, and you can't do dirt with people if you are both doing dirt together. I don't know how you could trust someone that's doing dirt.
Facts.
Do the dirt with you to get the dirt on you.
So, oh, my bad, T. Riggles, man. I know you ready to interject, but my last question is, do you guys feel like any of the things that's taking place is to reset order, to go back to the way that things were, or do you think it's just to uh, transform order into where they trying to go?
Well,
I would probably lean to transforming it. You know, especially, you just mentioned the sports. So, in the NFL, this is nothing new. And what is sports labeled as? Entertainment. So it's just like watching WWE, basically. You know.
yeah.
So I think yeah, maybe to transform it, but don't quote me on that, right? Because I'm not too sure. Even though there was an incident probably about 3-4 years ago with the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, where the owner went up to the head coach and said, "Hey, we need you to lose some games." And the head coach was like, "What are you talking about? I'm not about to do that." And they were like, "No, we want you to lose some games." For whatever reason they had. And he didn't buy that. and then I think he got blacklisted or something. I can't remember his last name. It was a brother. It was a brother, and he was mixed with Latin. I think it's like something of that nature. But with stuff like that happening in sports, it's like, yo, yeah. So to answer your question, you know, I would lean to transformation.
Well, I agree with that in a sense, brother. Transformation, and it's the same as, you know, New World Order, because when they talk about making America great again, the last time America was great was before they arrived. So if they want to make America great again, they just got to leave, and then it'll more than likely be great again. Because before the colonizers, the troublemakers of the earth arrived here, America was great. We were living in peace, and we wasn't living among people who are absolutely disagreeable to live with in peace. So, you know, it's a new world order with, you know, it's like this. They say you can't teach your old dog new tricks. You can't teach a new dog old tricks. Can't.
Nice.
And these people, they have a template that is so predictable. It's so predictable. Their template on how they do things are so predictable. You can see it coming a mile. And it's over. It's over. The deception is over. If people are deceived today, it's only because they want to be deceived and they just don't want to hear or see the truth, or they don't want to accept the truth. That's the only reason why, because there's too many people here among us who are willing to tell the truth and risk it all, bro. It's people don't care no more. They said, no, we're going to tell the truth despite it all, regardless of what. There's people out here that's going to tell the truth regardless of what. They don't even care. If their lives depend on it, they're going to tell the truth. And I'm one of them.
Yeah, add me to that list, you know, because I'm leaning, you know, the more that, you know, Key keeps telling me about the martial law, you know, the more that I'm really starting to see what he's talking about, because, you know, I'm going to be mentioning, you know, later on down the line, you know, to all of my people in California, especially in LA, you know, we have something very devastating coming our way. And when you have a governor like Newsom, who's been ordered to let children get out of school by strangers, like the parent doesn't even need to be there, and he passed on it, we have something very, very, very sinister coming down our pipeline. So,
you know, in the book Fall of America by the Messenger, chapter 14, every nation has its term. Every nation. You know, terms end. When your term is over, that is it. If you don't, whatever it is, if it doesn't justify its existence, it's naturally moves from among us. Naturally. When it terms comes, they cannot remain behind the least, while neither can they precede it, regardless of what it is. When your term comes, when your term is over, it is over. See, I read the fall. I have it. Matter of fact, I have it right here. Let me cam up. This book lets me know ahead of time what's going on. So when I see things, I'm not surprised because I was already forewarned, foretold what's going to happen. And what we need to be concentrating on, we need to be seeing it for what it is, that anything or anyone who doesn't justify its existence, it's going to be removed. Nature removes it. Removes it. And all of us are at least 40. Nobody's under 40 on this platform right now. And in your lifetime, you can make a determination whether or not, based on the wickedness of this nation and an entire world, has it justified being here? That's the question. Has it justified being here? And my sentiment, my humble sentiment, is no, it hasn't. Look how it does its people.
Yeah. Well, it looks like, gentlemen, during the walk here of understanding things, everyone, well, not everyone, I should say, some scholars would say, every empire lasts like around 200 years. So we've passed that 200 year mark. I think we're on like 238, maybe no 248, something like that. 250. So it's this time coming around, right, that a lot of us are awakening to the BS. And some aren't having it, as we can see, all the protesting going on. People are not liking what's happening. So we're at this juncture here where they might want to shift powers. Maybe they want to shift over to China because of their credit score system and their high-tech digital ID suppression of the people. I think they want to go more over there, just as they shifted the power from Germany to over here. So we'll see what comes down the pipeline, and I advise everyone, let's be aware, let's stay more informed than ever before, and let's be, I don't like to use this word because I kind of know what it means, but let's be civil in our actions,
Also, my brother, if we see what happened last week, going back to that was peaceful. It was peaceful. Okay? And we also have to consider that some of these people who are troops, some of these people who are in the armed forces, police departments, they have family members. And the protests were peaceful. And it was a lot of people. A whole lot of people. Just imagine if everybody out there was armed. It's just imagine. It was peaceful. If everybody out there in these various states were armed, millions were armed. It's hundreds of millions of gun owners in the United States. Hundreds of millions of gun owners in the United States. All you gotta do is read the statistics of how many gun owners is in the United States, how many guns are, you know, in the hands of so-called citizens. You can only use a president or a government can only use the United States military. They're only as powerful as its capitulators and puppets. Once that puppet decides it's not going to be a puppet anymore and he can't get nobody to replace that puppet with another puppet, that's done. What are you going to do? Strap on and do it himself? Hell no, because he's a coward. That's the reason. That's the reason why militias are allowed in the event that the government becomes tyrannical. We're here today. That's where we're at. That's where we're at.
I got an insert, man. You know, I want to say our strongest asset ain't gonna be financial or none of that. Our strongest asset is gonna be family, because once we can take back control of the family structure, then we can take back the ability to be able to even have gardens and shit like that. You know, when you leave a mama at home all day, she ain't got nothing to do but do shit around the house. You know. So, you know, she got time to plant her garden. She got time to, you know, tend to the children and stuff like that. But we've been through so far, of course, with the construct of this matrix system that we live in. You know, the matrix system we live in, it want the women to do all the stuff that the men supposed to do. And like these women, it really ain't these women's fault. But like you was talking about the other day, brother, when you was on the panel and you was talking to the young lady, it's like just certain things within ourselves that we dealing with. So that's where I want to say it goes to where we need to deal with ourselves is really dealing with our attitudes. People think when they say you need to deal with yourself that you need to get your money right. You can get your money right. You could be a damn fool with some money, and it don't matter how much money you got. A fool is a fool.
Yeah, and a fool and their money will soon part ways. And also, brother, you triggered something with your statements. What messed us up, brother, is convenience. Being able to walk in that big ass Walmart and get fake ass lettuce and celery and tomatoes and, you know, watermelon with no seeds in it and all that other shit that they sell in there. That convenience messed us up because, okay, I can go there and get it. I don't have to grow it. You know what I'm saying? I could just go up the street and get it. I don't have to put on no you know, dirty clothes and have, you know, I don't have to have a hoe. I don't have to have a rototiller. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to, you know, wait for a harvest. I don't have to plant no seeds and wait for a harvest. I can just go and get Monsanto's bullshit. Convenience messed us up. Supermarkets messed us up, brother. Because we used to go to the market, okay. Key Norfolk selling the beef. Okay. I'm selling the fruit and on T Riggles make shoes. That's how it was. That's how it was. That's how it was, you know, in the better days. If I want shoes, I know I can go to T Riggles get some shoes. Brother Drake Hobbs probably make pants. You know what I mean? Bronx Flat Power God make shirts. And that's how we did it. We ate and we got our clothes from each other. The bartering. It wasn't how it is now. But the you know, the convenience of being able to walk in a place that has everything that you need, so you don't have to do anything besides go and give them a medium of exchange. That's it. Legal tender for all debts, public and private.
Mm. And you know what, Brother Nasir, I can really agree with you, because you know, when people do that, now that you know, in the mind, a person now thinks to themselves, "Oh yeah, I'm independent now. I'm independent. I get things on my own." No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you're not independent at all. You're very you're opposite of that. You know, you are very now
Exactly.
dependent
Exactly.
on
Yes, sir.
routes.
Yes,
You're
sir.
very dependent on bonds, Lucky's,
Yes,
Safeway,
sir. Yes,
Target.
sir.
You know, and all of these corporations here. No, they've made you dependent.
You on
You
point,
know.
brother.
So to
You on
change the
point.
mindset of what we're doing as a whole, that needs to be done. You know, as we continue on down the line, the bartering system does work, but now we're in this system here, and you know, and every time, you know, especially when we're speaking about this, all I hear is Philly OG's voice. You know what I mean? Hey man, look, don't participate. Do you know what I mean? Like this is like the only way. Don't you dare go to that supermarket. You better go down to Johnny down the street, who's got his little farm going on, right? And then, you know, find
Little farmers market.
yeah.
Exactly. And you're right, brother. It is dependent. It's being dependent. You're depending on their order to come in, their trucks. That's dependent, bro.
Yeah.
And you're upset if they don't have what you want because you are dependent.
Yeah.
You go in that store, they don't have what you want. What are you? You're upset, right? Because you are depending on them to have what you want.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of it.
Yeah, hey, look, I was about to say, look, they made me a domestic animal in a way. Okay, I'm
We're
domesticated.
all guilty of it, brother.
Right, I'm domesticated. Like, I expect to get my little. Whoa, look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I expect to get now my little key limes, you know, set from the market. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like you just said, I'm at fault here, but best believe I'm willing to change in a heartbeat.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what affect change. That's what affect change, brother. That's the only way you can affect change anyway is acknowledging the problem.
Facts.
Yeah, you gotta first acknowledge the problem. You know what I mean? And then it's not a problem with us individually about food stamps. Man, you know how many rich people I know get food stamps, man? People who really got money, people who got big houses and stuff like that. They get food stamps too. Like, so we carry these connotations of we think people who got food stamps are no. People who get food stamps are just people who are eligible to get food stamps from the system. There are some of the poorest people in the country who don't even get food stamps. They don't even, how to go about getting them type of thing. Like, so, but these are once again things that we are prisoners of war. So once we figure we prisoners of war, okay, if you're gonna contain us within the space and tell us that we can't travel and tell us, what's best and what we need to do and lead and guide our minds towards certain things like that, then you should be feeding us. You should be taking care of us when it comes to medical issues. But the thing about that is that you guys always got an agenda to what you're doing. So a person like me, I don't trust you with none of that.
Indeed.
I don't trust you with none of that. I can't trust you with none of that because every time we've trusted you with our help, we've came out with some type of disease. Every time we trust you with our protection, we came out with bombs over our heads.
Brother, can I want to do
Yes, sir.
I want to do a quick promo real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, while I got this on the screen, If you haven't gotten it, get your copy of Fire, Book 2, The Finale by Angela King James, my wife. Good reading, thought provoking, eventful book. Really good storyline, very enjoyable. Get your copy of Fire Book 2, The Finale, but you will not know what's going on in this book if you don't read this book, Fire, the first book, Fire.
Mm.
Some good reading. I don't read novels, but I read these two and it was good. Very good work. You're missing out if you don't have Fire and Fire Book 2, The Finale. Got to get your copies. Go to Amazon, go to books, Angela King James. This is how the books look. Book 2, Book 1. Get yourself your copies of Fire and Fire 2, The Finale.
And I would like to say, hey, congratulations, Mrs. James, on the completion of that book. I know you put your blood, sweat, and tears into that, and man, I got much respect for you, much respect, and congratulations again for finishing that. Great job.
Oh, dude, salute, brother. Peace.
Oh yes, shout out to Bucky Wingo too in the chat, man. Salutes to
Bucky
Bucky
Wingo.
Wingo.
Bucky Wingo. Salute.
So do you guys think that you know, because I feel like this Thanksgiving people can try to, you know, do what me and T Riggles said a lot earlier when he was saying that, you know, we could take our time to take a fall back from eating so much, try to see if we can get through this time. And I know it's kind of harsh to say, but then what else is we gonna do, man? So you know, I got a bunch of fruits and stuff in there. I got a bunch of apples, oatmeal. Uh, I even bought noodles and tuna because you know the body is trained the way the body trained. The body trained to eat because we've been doing this for so long. I mean, what you think this is gonna go like as far as the people who not equipped to take those steps to be able to push through these times?
Whew. I
Oh,
mean,
go ahead, brother. Say, go ahead.
people who are human consumption machines is going to have a hard time, brother. People who eat 3 and 4 times a day all day. See, I wouldn't have a hard time in that situation because I don't eat all day every day. We have to change our eating habits and stop eating all the damn time being a human consumption machine. And it was prescribed to us years ago, but our people are stiff-necked and hard-headed. And we were forewarned of the day that's here now. We don't like listening to our own people when our people forewarn us about what's yet to come. We may say, okay, I don't want to hear, we don't want to hear what each other got to say any damn way. That's just our mentality when it comes to each other. But when somebody else tell us the same damn thing and we all ears, we like Obama, all ears. But we need to stop turning a blind eye to what we see and see it for what it is. Turning a blind eye to something only means you're not going to see it coming. That's all that does. That's all it means. You're not going to see it coming when it comes. See things for what it is.
Mm.
And we had so how many brothers and sisters stood before us and told us that we have to change how we eat? How many? We had the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We had Dr. Sabi. We had how many dietitians? Dick Gregory. How many people came before us told us we need to stop eating all day, every damn day? How many people?
Yeah, that's a lot.
A whole lot of people.
Facts.
Yeah.
We had the signs were there. The warning signs were there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, Dr. Sabi. I mean, if people miss that paradigm shift with Dr. Sabi, you know, because Dr. Sabi saved my life, you know, around, well, how old was I? 30, 31, 32 at the time, where I was probably, what, 240, 245, maybe 250, you know, and having Dr. Sabi break down some things to me, you know, I listen to brothers, especially my elders. I
Brother,
respect my elders. Yeah, go ahead.
How to Eat to Live came out over 50 years ago. Those books came out over 50 years ago. How to Eat to Live, 1 and 2, over 50 years ago. My brother, old dude, say he just opened up some cheddar popcorn. Old dude, funny as hell, boy. I enjoy this conversation too. When we build, boy, it be I like having a conversation with the brother too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those books are over 50 years old. So we don't have any excuses. And then Dr. Sabi came and he made an improvement to what the messenger taught us. Dr. Sabi. So we have, and then we have Dick Gregory also.
Thanks.
We have brothers who gave us, you know, a restrictive diet, among other people and sisters who out here, Dr. Frida.
Dr. Layla Africa.
Dr. Layla Africa also.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we been had the blueprint. It's just that what was our focus point at those times? A lot of people didn't really get into the fitness era until, 2010, 2015, So these type of scenarios have been out there for us to follow. They're telling us,
Yes,
hey,
sir.
you need to detox the body. Hey, you need to detoxing is the most proficient thing that we can do is just detox. Just go a little bit of time to where we can let the body empty itself out. It's not so much as we can't really, and I don't like to say this because I don't want people to get sold on what I'm saying. Like, don't get lost in the sauce. Yeah, put some ketchup on that shit, but don't eat fries with your ketchup. Eat ketchup with your fries. You know what I'm saying? So we can kind of eat a lot of these things that we eat, but we need to allow the body time to excrete these things and get out of ourselves and stop thinking that because we feel hungry, that means we need to fill ourselves up because we're getting comfortable with the urge of putting something in our stomach when it feels empty rather than putting nutrients in our body when we need nutrients in our bodies.
And look, I want to give a lot of props and a lot of thanks to my man, sorry, Greedy Vegan.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
Greedy is the first person that made me fast ever before in my life, and I did it for 5 days. And he told me, and he told all of us on his panel, on his channel, we were listening, and then he said, "Hey man, we're gonna do this for 5 days. You know what I mean? We know you don't gotta do it for the rest of your life. It's just 5 days. Pick a fruit." And I picked an orange. Okay. 2 days in, I'm straight. Okay. The third day, my belly called a meeting right now of all the body parts in my body. Like, what the hell is going on? The fourth day, the fourth and fifth day, y'all, I've never been so energized before in my life. I have natural energy, but this was like an abundance of it. I couldn't even sleep at night because I had so much energy. So detoxifying, cleaning up the body, which now that cleans up the mind. You can think clearly. You will be able to see things very clearly when presented to you, and no one can just give you BS and think that you're going to fly with that, with a clear mind. Do you know what I mean? And a purified body. So I land right there.
Yes, sir. We just have to have some. I'm saying we. I'm including myself. I'm gonna tell you straight up, brother. If I had my wife's discipline, I'll be the man. If I had her discipline her eating habits, I'll be the man. She have incredible discipline in eating habits, brother. No sweets, no none of that stuff. No sweets, no junk, no nothing.
Wow, I gotta have like maybe a Twix somewhere, like a mini Twix.
It's hard as hell for me to walk past them Nutter Butter cookies, bro.
Chocolate chip cookies. Come on, stop playing with my life right now. You know what I mean?
To walk past some things, brother. I mean, if I had her discipline, brother, I'd be the man. I'm telling you.
But you know what, gentlemen?
But I'm getting there. I'm trying. I'm not gonna say I'm there. I'm not gonna even say I'm in the vicinity, but I'm trying.
You know what, Brother Nasir and Key Norfolk, so far in the build, right? Both of you have said great points, something for all of us to think about. And so since you guys did that,
appreciate the bomb, brother.
Bomb.
Appreciate the bomb, brother. Appreciate it.
But overall, gentlemen, I think that let me ask you this, Brother Nasir. What do you see 10 years from now? How do you think we're going to be operating, 10 years down the line?
Well, all I know is what I was told by a man who is wiser than I am. He told me that the man who occupies the White House now is overseeing and managing the fall of this country. He's managing it. Peace to my brother, Big Dog Philly OG. Salute, my brother.
The champ.
He's managing the fall of this country, and it's not, again, it hasn't justified being here by what it does and what it's continuously do to the people. I don't know, the people's not going to take for so much. See, that's and I believe that's his it's his game plan to start a fire and then fuel it. That's his game plan. He wants to start a fire, which he's doing all over the United States, and he wants to fuel the fire because he has people out here under the guise of law enforcement being more lawful than any damn body. They're more lawful than anybody. Mm-hmm. The people can't walk down the street without somebody running up on them. They snatching brothers up in New York. You got brothers yelling, "I'm from here. I was born here. I was born in Brooklyn Hospital." I saw a video today. They had to let him go, so they just snatching up anybody, and the brothers going off. They're gonna run up on the wrong person. I'm telling you. Just putting your hands on people, just grabbing people. I don't like being touched. I don't like being touched. Somebody just walking up to me. I don't even like that because familiarity breeds contention. You know, when people on your job and they want to be all, don't do that. I don't play that because that's familiarity. I don't want nobody being familiar with me so they can be content with being you thinking they can do any damn thing or get close to me.
Yeah.
But for somebody to come grabbing and putting their hands on you, they're gonna do that to the wrong person.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like people touching me like that either. There are some males out here when they like to talk, and when they talking to you, they're always touching your shoulder or your forearm. Like, hey man, you can't talk to me without touching me, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't play that.
Like, whoa.
I don't play that, bro. You give once I shake your hand, that's the extent of the damn touching. That's it.
Oh yeah, we finna get like T.I., man, in a minute, man. You get to touching me too much, I done already shook your hand. Don't be hugging me and shit. Don't be hugging a lot of dudes like to hug your lady and shit too. And Bro.Nasir, I ain't trying to Hey, I be mad at dudes, and I already know. I be thinking about you, Bro.Nasir. I be like, brother, hey, yo, I know the brother gonna get serious in this situation right here, man. Brothers be trying to do that. They think that's cool. People be touchy, feeling. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because people be like they may not be recognizing it, but they be like passing off energy and stuff too. So it's a lot of things that we do as people.
Yeah, I agree, bro. And not only that, bro, that's familiarity too. Don't touch my woman.
No.
You touch my woman, I'm gonna touch your chin. I'm gonna touch it hard as hell. What makes you think you can just go and touch my woman?
Right.
What about her that you can look at her and think you can go touch her?
Right.
This is something no, don't touch my woman.
I was in this situation with my ex would bring my daughter, and then her children's father, he would come around and he would want to hug my lady all the time. And I'll be like, bro, I had your woman before and I ain't touching her, man. You hug her again, bro, I'm gonna knock you out, bro. Deal? We got a deal? We got a deal, bro. We got a deal. Bro, don't reach over no more because she trying to be nice. She trying to be courteous. So she hugging you back like, hey, but I'm going to punch you and I'm going to slap. Bro,
my wife don't like she don't like familiarity either. She don't like that. She don't like being touched either. She don't like that. She don't play that. And she would think somebody trying to be smart if they did that. Cause she real sharp. She real sharp. She'd be like that dude. She's sharp like that. She'll think they're trying to be smart and be up to something. She don't play that.
She'll actually alert you and be like, "Hey, that dude right there, man."
She will alert him first. I know my wife. She will alert him first.
Yeah.
She still got that man to herself. She will alert him first.
Right.
All right, Mrs. James. I'm riding with you, Mrs. James. I'm riding with you all the way
We
through.
need more great women like her, man. A lot of these dudes, girls, they be trying to hug you. They be like, I can't get a hug. So I usually tell guys and they woman right up front, like, look, now me and you don't make much eye connection after right now. I ain't trying to be no type of way, is out of respect. We ain't finna be making eyes. I'm not finna be talking to you while he's not in the room. Don't ever ask me shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This is my brother, you his woman. I speak to you through him. I'll speak with you with him. But besides him, me and you ain't got nothing to be talking about. These are the type of values that we need to bring back amongst ourselves as men too, because we got so many of these little privileged little agendas that be taking place and going on that we can't even be able to build with each other and form with each other. There's so many women out here But it shouldn't even be so many women out here. First, like a lot of brothers like to bring this up. So you don't think men supposed to have multiple women? Well, you can't even deal with the one woman you got in the
That
right way.
that part.
Deal with the one woman you got in the right way first, and then if you're so successful at that, and then you and her agree on it, that's y'all business because y'all grown. I can't tell y'all what to do in the bedroom anyway. But as a man, why don't you represent being able to care for one woman first before you go to the next? And that's just my opinion.
Mm, mm, I agree with that one.
I was told again by a man wiser than I am, if you but knew, you'd have one.
If you knew better, you should.
Yeah.
Hey, good brother Nasir, listen, we don't want no trouble now. It's just a joke, okay? Let's put this out there, okay? Can we hear your joke? Can we? How do you listen? Hey, good brother, how do I find all the qualities that I want in a woman in one? How do I find that?
Well, I see it like this. If if you have a good mother,
Mm.
you have a good mother,
Mm-hmm.
a loving, caring mother,
Mm-hmm.
your woman should possess some of those qualities.
Facts. Facts.
She should.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
that's a fact for sure. Because my mom, she's a great cook, and if a woman can't cook, I'm sorry, it's just this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work.
But see, also too, I want to bring this into the picture. So if I do happen to meet a woman who can't cook, it's okay because I could cook. And then I can show you how to cook. So, where you
Yeah,
got
that's true.
flaws,
That's true also. That's true also.
we gotta have that type of mind frame too, because we also got brothers who like, if a woman can't cook, then I don't want to deal with her. But we gotta be able to match because even though the women may be accelerating as far as masculinity, it's a lot of men who are celebrating in femininity too. So we gotta be able to match this shit. It's not about stuff. Excuse me. It's not about men being more feminine or women being more masculine. It's about okay, we know where we at. We know where we need to be. Let's get back to the point of where we at. So hey, babe, if you got the better job right now, then I'm not gonna be no bum. I'm not gonna sit around while you just go make all the money all day. I'm gonna do stuff around the house, but of course, with my transgression, for me, it's like going back to the wilderness that we looked at earlier. So it's gonna be
Now,
a little uncomfortable with this transition. So as I'm transitioning, pushing myself forth to provide more of the money and stuff that comes in for the household, also, I'm transitioning my woman to come back into the house and become more of the mother. But we gotta meet each other where we at, or we're not gonna meet at all. What y'all think about that?
now, what if you meet a daddy's little girl?
Mm.
Okay, and daddy's
Hmm.
little girl was taught well by him to fix cars, and you don't
Mm.
know you don't know what when you don't know what you looking at when you open that hood up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
you know how to cook, but she know what she looking at when she opened that hood up because her dad taught her. What
Right.
if that's the situation?
I feel you because
And what
that's
you
in
and
my
what you and what y'all
situation.
gotta do, what y'all have to do in that situation is you have to share the resources. She had to teach you, you gotta teach her. That's it.
Right. You might have a child, his mom might taught him how to cook or whatever, but
Exactly.
just because y'all two are together in a union, join and put the fingers where the fingers go and just make this fist and
Exactly.
just be able to transpired through the times that y'all in, because right now we have these ideas, we got these certain spaces, we got these red pill spaces, these blue pill spaces, these spaces that are educating the people on how they need to be. And so the way to be able to combat that is the type of conversation that we having right now. So that's why I wanted to ask y'all those questions. Salute to both of y'all with
It,
y'all
it
answers.
could be dad who has taught you how to cook. What if dad owned a restaurant or dad just like cooking? He could have taught you. It doesn't necessarily gotta be mom that taught you.
Mm, mm.
That's
And
a
it's
fact.
crazy. That's crazy because I was just visualizing what it would look like when she comes in after working on the car. She got her spandex on. She got a little grease and oil on her arms. I'd be like, "Oh, baby, you look kind of like sexy. Let's clean you up."
Now look, it's gonna be like my daughter Kalia. Y'all gonna be going her dude, they gonna be going out. Somebody gonna approach to try to rob him, and Kalia's gonna kick this dude down to the ground and take his gun. And then the dude gonna be like, "Baby, how did you learn that?" She's gonna be like, "My dad showed me that." You know what
No doubt.
I'm saying? Yeah, real talk.
Right. Right.
Yeah, real
Yeah,
talk. Shout out to my baby.
yeah, for real. You know what I mean? I mean, imagine that woman saving my life.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you gonna get
So,
flowers,
that don't make
chocolate.
you less of a man just because we in the times that we in. It's a lot of stuff that women know how to do. And I know I'm changing the subject on this, man, which I shouldn't be, uh, but this is a very important topic to speak on too. We're gonna do the relationship stream, because also as a part of being a better people to be able to fight against situations what's happening with the government and stuff like that. We need to have these type of conversations too, so that we could be strong family units, so nobody's not even affected. Everybody's having a happy home. They growing stuff. Their family is a business. They like, man, we don't even care if the government shut down no more. We is the government. The people will
You
have
know,
the power again.
I like that
Right.
because it's a lot of people who are not worried about it. Just like it's a lot of people who don't care who the president is because their family's tight and they handle it and they taking care of each other. They don't care who bought in their office. They don't even vote. They don't even care nothing about no politics. They don't even care. Why? Because their family's their government.
Mm.
Big
And
fact.
their family's their government, and their money circulate between them. Their money don't go outside their family, and that's how it's supposed to be any damn way.
Mm.
Big facts.
Mm. And
Big
this is
facts.
why,
Shout out my brother Marty, man. Go ahead and hit the panel if you want to, Marty. My bad, T. Riggles. Go ahead, brother. You got it.
this is something that that I discussed somewhat with Savan Bomar in a way where he addressed one of my issues where, when we speak about Black Wall Street, and he says that if we do that again, they're just going to burn it down again. And then at the same time, it's like, well, we have to do something, to build Black Wall Street up again, or something of that nature. I'm down with that, and this time make sure that certain things are in place, for protection, defense, so
Exactly.
that for me and my plans and my goal, you know, to achieve in this lifetime, is to, build something of that nature.
Brother, the reason why the United States spends so much money on not defense, because it's not defense. They're never on the defensive end. They always on the offensive end. When they approach people, the reason why they spend so much money is it's called defense because they are defending their way of life. That's why it's called defense, because they're defending their way of life. It's not that, people are aggressing them and they have to defend themselves. They're defending them. Anything that threatens their way of life, they defend it. Even if the person is not aggressing them violently, they defend their way of life. And that's why they spend so much money on, defense. The first thing you have to do when it comes to building a nation, you have to know how and be able to defend your nation.
Yeah.
You have to be able to defend it. That was the mistake. And you have to consider the people we are among and their mentality. If you overlook that, you are making a grave mistake if you overlook their mentality and how they think. They think a certain way. Even if you earn, when you're dealing with the people that even if you earn something, they feel you don't deserve it. You have to be mindful and watchful of those people, because because all of that was done in all these prospective areas: OC, Florida, Tulsa, Oklahoma, parts of New York, different areas, Wilmington, North Carolina. All these, those attacks that was on, that was because of economic envy. That's all that was. It was economic envy. It wasn't they conquered up some damn excuse to destroy what our brothers and sisters built back then, but it was over economic envy. We have to be mindful that these people, they will do it again. So what you have to be is you have to ready and equip yourself against those things that may happen. And don't think, and you can't say, well, this is a different time. Okay, it is a different time, but the people are not different. They're the same wicked ass people they always been. So you got to consider that.
Yeah.
When we start talking about nation building and start talking about doing things for ourselves, because they're already trying to commandeer people land and stop brothers and sisters from farming and harassing them on farms down south today in 2025. So if we acquire massive land and we decide we're going to live among ourselves, we better equip ourselves to live among ourselves.
That's facts. They gonna
And let me
bring
ask
more of the things.
let me ask you, Key, because I asked Brother Nasir, what do you see us in this 5-10 year mark down the line in the future? How do you see things, developing in your eyes?
I see things going along with the agenda of the corporation. If we continue on the path that we're going, I feel them pushing us to be more slaves than we are now. They're only going to try to tighten the leash on the neck of the people if the people don't figure out a way to keep some type of leniency from around their necks. So we got to start to be able to do things like we were just discussing, feeding ourselves and stuff like that. We're going to have to force them to use force. They're forcing us to use force, just like how we're hearing brothers and sisters talking about, hey, I'm gonna go take some food. If they don't give me the food, you gotta let Caesar have what Caesar's. That's his shit. His money on his face on the food stamp card. You know. So once we start to agree with a thing, then we gotta, stay with it. We got to comprehend with it, because that's our word. That's what makes us people of who we are. Now, we can't agree to a thing and then get to the end and say, hey, man, this ain't what I signed up for, because it's exactly what you signed up for. So you need to know what you're doing when you're voting, when you're doing all this shit that's pushing the agenda of the people who are in power today.
We have to think everything out. Everything. And defense, security is very important. It is. Do you know the Department of Defense is no longer called the Department of Defense? It's called the Department of War now.
Facts. There is no defense for these people. There is only war, and they should have. The people should have been smart enough to recognize in any attempt of war, when a thing is they said you gotta what they say you gotta do when the jab was out. They said you gotta quarantine. Anything that's quarantined is the enemy. The enemy or the threat is always quarantine. Now we talk about the color of the word that we're talking, or the color of the law that we're talking. And when we're talking military terms, anything that's quarantined is a threat.
Yes,
Everything else
and
goes out the
that's the
window.
reason why. That's the reason why it's
Mhm.
quarantined, because it's a threat.
That's facts. So we should have knew that the war was on us then, and that's where World War III comes into play. So we gotta know, even though it's not a physical war, we think it ain't no war when it's been a biological war on us,
Yeah,
chemical war.
people think war consists of boom, 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 boom. No, it's so many ways that war was declared on us and declared on people altogether. So we have to understand what war is. It's not only violence. Anything that would deprive you of anything, that's an act of war. Rights, you know, impeding your movement, miseducation you, reclassifying you, anything that hinders your anything that hinders your achievements and your growth, that's an act of war. Anybody try to come between what you need to do, that's an act of war.
Yes, that's correct. That's
The Taz
correct.
Show. Salute, my brother.
Oh yeah, shout out. Who's that? Shout out to you, bro.
The Taz Show.
Taz Show. Oh, salute to my brother Taz. Salute. Man, Taz is actually in Taz. I don't know if you're still in Chicago or not, but I know you'll be able to give us some insight on Chicago. I know you lived there for many years, and shout out to you, Taz. Shout out to the Black and Brown Coalition. I represent this shit over here. And then shout out to Jacinta Lee. Salutes to Jacinta for supporting the stream, and then shout out to my brother Marty for saluting the stream. Salutes to everybody, man. Much love and respect.
Peace and love, bro. How you been doing?
I'm good, brother. How you doing? It's good to see you. It's been a while, brother.
Yes, sir. How you doing, good brother?
It's definitely been a while.
But I would chime in really quick before Taz goes. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you mentioned warfare, and it's not about boom, boom, boom. Now the only thing I can say this warfare is going on is from one of our beautiful, bright ancestors by the name of Neely Fuller Jr. And this warfare is in 9 areas of our life. It's in our education, it's in our economics, it's in our entertainment, it's in our labor, it's in our law, it's in our religion, sex, and war. And I missed one out of that. Politics. That's right. This is the warfare that's going on right now as we speak.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. It's happening. It's happening. It's not happening on a physical level. And then my brother Taz, did you get your mic? I think you had muted on accident, but I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead, brother. Yeah, while the brother get his mic together, these areas of war are taking place on us, and they're being done from the physical realm, but they're affecting us on our our esoteric bodies and our astral bodies and things like that. This is where stress develops. This is where the monkey lies on your shoulders, not on your physical shoulders, but when you can feel a monkey on your shoulders. These are the type of things that's going on with us that we can't seem to get to physically. But bro, my brother T Riggles, you just said it perfect. This is how we can identify this war that's actually taking place on a
Yes,
physical level, but we don't
yes,
seem to be able to identify with it because we can't see it.
absolutely.
Absolutely,
So
because it's
many,
not
so
fully
many
on your own.
ways. So
Sorry,
many
my bad.
ways, you know, even business is warfare, bro. That's warfare too. Business is warfare. And the lack of thereof, not allowing you to conduct your business. That's an act of war.
Absolutely. Look, I love saying this because we've got to identify this. You know what I mean? This is the silent war. And what we're doing here today, we're talking about, we're turning up the volume on this silent wars to bring the awareness of this, that what's going on. I mean, and our part to play, in unifying. Okay, right, because the division is getting too much. It's too much division, and I think all of us have been saying this over the years, right? And really nothing's really happened like on a public worldwide forum. I mean, yeah, we got the FBA, but look how that's going. You know what I mean? There's a lot of brothers, the indigenous ones are like, no, we don't vibe with that. So this, that presents more division here. So unification somehow, some way must be achieved within the 5-10 year span. Because if not, you might as well just kiss humanity goodbye in a handbasket. And I land.
I I agree. And you know what, brother? It goes back to what Brother King Norfolk been saying for years. And we're going to be forced to do it because, and it's said so damn simple. And I don't understand how our people don't get it. You meet people where they're at. Some people, they learn something because they know they expect everybody else to know. And when someone is not where you're at in life, and even with your consciousness and your information, it's your duty to teach that person, not shun that person because they're not where you're at yet. That's our main problem. Is some of us don't have the mannerism and the demeanor and the patience to be out speaking to people and trying to teach them. Because you lack understanding of what you know your damn self.
Facts.
You lack understanding. So, you know, it's when we get our eureka moment, we think we arrived for everybody else. No, that person haven't particularly arrived where you're at yet. And you got to be patient with that brother or that sister. Got to be patient with them. You can't expect them to be where you're at because you're there. You know, when you got a person who's like tribing up and they say, well, they'll just shun all the good that a person has done and they'll focus on something microscopic. When you have more in common than you have not in common, but you're focused on that microscopic difference. We need to stop that because it's costing us and it's going to cost us. What people do with their lives personally, it's none of your damn business. When they come among us and they have it in their mind and their energy to handle business, stand and act on our behalf of our people, that should be our focal point. If that brother or that sister is standing and acting on our behalf, that should be our focal point. Not what they're doing with their personal life, not what the fuck they believe in. As long as they believe we supposed to come up and we gonna do what it take to do it when they come among us, you know what the brother OG leave on the teleprompter, on the ticker, leave religion at the door when he put that up.
Yeah.
We need to add bullshit to that too.
Facts.
Add that to the teleprompter and the ticker. Because that's what we do. We do too much bullshit and we focus on microscopic differences. It's cost us and it's going to cost us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're doing it under the guise of giving awareness to our people. And all you're making the people aware of is how pig-headed you are. And how much of a one-track mind that some of us have. We'll never get our people if we approach them in a way that we can't keep them. You got to get them and keep them. But if you spirited and you're always barking, a lot of our cadence is off, bro. When we teaching people, our cadence is off. If you can't get somebody to stay and listen to you, how are you gonna give them what you know? How are you gonna offer them anything if you can't keep them around you because you run them away with foolishness? You said that earlier too, Brother Key. Everybody shouldn't be talking. Should not be, because they don't have the patience or the demeanor or the mannerism to be teaching nobody. Everybody should not be fucking talking, bro.
Everybody should not be talking, bro. I'm a second that motion.
Yeah. And I can tell you, I'm gonna tell you, gentlemen, like, you know, I'm very optimistic of what's going to happen. And at one point, you know, I'm going to stop talking. And, you know, I won't be on panels as much, you know, because I'm gonna be putting in the work at one point, you know, and, you know, as Neely Fuller always said, you know, it's a very, man, shouts out to him for leaving us so much beautiful work. You know, the ones that need the help most get the most help. So, you know, working on that in my head of things, you know, there's a lot of things that need to be done, and we're talking about it now. And I love the fact that, you know, I have like-minded brothers on the panel that feel the same way. So now at one point for me, it's going to be, okay, I'm going to put the work in and lead by example, you know, so people, the youngsters can follow. And then most importantly, you know, the adults will follow the lead too. I like.
Oh yeah, salute. And then shout out to the brother E.F. Hutton too, man. I don't know if you see the link pin, but feel free to hit the link. Definitely anyone who feels and, you know, who has any insight, not so much as opposing to what we're saying, but any insight as far as you know, any any support
The shutdown.
towards the system for the shutdown. You know, if anyone feels like they support the shutdown in any type of way, you know, please definitely feel free to join the panel and interject, because we definitely want to hear your insight.
Mm, mm. Yeah, most definitely. And you know, I love hearing people's thoughts and opinions. You know, your voice does matter. You know, you might necessarily not be right, or you might be right. It doesn't matter. I love breaking down the thoughts that others have, because you know, I can't. You know, we all can't think the same. So
Oh yeah, brother. You know that's why your brain is in your head and mine is in mine. We may have a like minds, but it's certain you think in a certain way, you know, and you arrive at points sometimes before me and sometimes after me. That's it.
That's a great point. We got to be able to think like that, because we have a lot of individuals who expect everyone to just be able to get it. So that's why the black fatigue has set in. And you remember when I hit the community with this black fatigue thing, a lot of people got it in secret because they were actually experiencing black fatigue. But I wanted to make this thing prevalent so that we can see what was actually taking place. A lot of these people are not actually for us, by us, or with us. A lot of these people are just here taking the place of the space of one of us, but they're not actually with us. So we got people on our side with our jerseys on who's shooting the ball in the wrong hoop, just like in the NBA. They're doing fake shit in the NBA, and they're, you know, but this is what's actually happening to us on a physical plane or a physical realm within
Oh
our
my God,
reality.
can you give it a rest today, big boy? Using my restaurant order to order the
Kick
bullset noodle. I just want my money today,
him
big
out.
boy. What the
Kick him
fuck?
out. Kick him out. Yeah, he came to porn bomb. You caught that fast, good brother. Salute.
wow. Let me tell you something, brothers. Let me tell you something, man. Look. This is for the record, yo. Just for
He
the
came
record. Look, just for the record. I mean, look.
Yeah.
That's this might sound, sorry for my language here. This might sound ass backwards, but that right there, look, that right there proves that what we're talking about, what we've been talking about, and what we're about to do is affecting. We are changing. We are changing the matrix system just by talking. You know what I mean? Salute to you, brothers.
And he was about to get to saying N-word, N-word, N-word. You know, he was about to go ham
No,
on
brother.
it.
You know, I see it like this. You know, what's the link in the chat, brother?
Yeah, the link was on my side on the chat, and
Okay.
you know, I had put it. I saw E.F. Hutton, a couple people I wanted to come up. So I did put the link out. So yeah, you know, we just soon as somebody come up, as long as we can make them do a mic check and don't just let them sit, man. Because when they're sitting, they're waiting on us to take pockets of breath to where they can sneak into the
Yo,
stream. Because
that
when we
dude
have
right there, brother. Yo, Key, get rid of him on your end, brother. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Get rid of him on your end.
I don't see him in the chat on my end. He just hit the link.
Now, he's in the chat now.
I in the chat. Okay,
He's in the
yeah.
chat now.
The N-word. Okay, yeah. See, telling lies. Yeah, I see him. You just upset because you was outed. How was I outed? I mean, why don't you
Just get rid of that joker.
Yeah, come up and tell me how I was outed, man.
86 that dude. 86 that dude. Just 86. Don't even waste no time with none of that stuff. 86 straight up.
Yeah.
Don't waste time with that, bro. I don't have time for that. I'm a grown ass man.
Right,
Yeah,
right. We're gonna star 67 you. You're blocked.
yeah.
86.
You
Oh, it's
through.
86, 86, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he thought he had one. See, they start screaming. You know, before they used to do this shit back in Vietnam, they picked this up in Vietnam when they had a bunch of winos going to the army. They was like, I ain't physically fit like these dudes, so I'm gonna have to start yelling something to throw them off course first. So they used to say shit like "Mayday, Mayday." No, I'm just messing with y'all, man.
No, but that
Yeah.
that lets me, like I said, it's kind of ass backwards, but it gives me so much confirmation. It gives me so much now. Like that person, let me tell you what you did for me. You gave me a boost of motivation. You gave me a boost to strive to be better. You just gave me a boost in all areas of my life because you just confirmed to me and the brothers on this panel that we are heading and speaking in the right direction. You know what I mean? And that, my friend, whoever did that, look, thank you for the motivation. And, thank you for paying attention, because you have a team out there that told you to come onto this stream. That you have a whole organization maybe to come and disrupt what we're doing. But I'm sorry, sir. Thank you for the motivation. Thank you for the boost, but you cannot disturb this light in this room. Is too bright for your darkness. How's that?
Yeah, Beaver. Thanks for popping your head up because I'm gonna knock
I'm
you
saying, did you 86 him? Because I still see him in the chat.
I don't see him no more. He gone. Another moderator handled it too. So yeah, he gone.
All right, because I don't play that shit.
Yeah, he do, man. It's not just one person, so I can't really just focus on him. It's
Well,
a
you know
lot
what?
of the so-called brothers and sisters. I gotta say this because a lot of the so-called brothers and sisters that be on the stream be over here and it's happening while they're around and so they thinking that we don't know that they with the crap too, but I do though. You can't hide from me. I know. So even though I ain't said nothing about it, I know who you are. I've had conversations about it already. I just ain't pinpointed it yet, so I know who you are.
Mm,
You know what I'm
mm.
saying? You feel what I'm saying, T. Riggle?
Yeah,
I
man.
know. Yeah. So just because the white boy get on the stream saying N word, N word, N word, I know a N word was behind it. So 86, both of y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
See, if I don't send you the link unless I know exactly who you are, you don't come up here. You do not come up here. This is not an open invitation for everybody. I know who Keith Lamont is. I know who Charles Johnson is. I know who old dude is. I know those brothers. So if they come up, it's different.
Right. Oh,
If
it's
they come up,
Chang. He's Chang. Oh, I see what you're saying, Brother Nasir. I guess he's in the back room, I guess, and I'm seeing on the private chat. Your Chinese Chang. Hey, all right, Chang. Nice to meet you, Chang. Oh.
that's something that's something that I just don't do. Just allow anybody up. I know the brothers who I talk to. I talk to Dre Cobbs. I talk to, Keith. I talk to, I talk to those brothers. And if you're unfamiliar, you're just not coming up here. If I'm not familiar with who you are, I don't do that.
Right.
I mean, people so used to just going up on platforms and people allowing them to come up. People so used to that they go everywhere expecting it. Not here.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't do that. I have to know who you are to talk to you.
Right.
In order to allow you up on the platform. Nah, I don't care who. I mean, unless one of the brothers that's up here know who that person is, they have to know. They have to know who they are also.
Mm.
If none of us know who that person is, they don't come up here. No, they don't.
Yeah, and look. Just so if Mr. Chang is listening still, but like, look, all you had to do was come up here with cool etiquette. You came in with your mic hot, and we heard everything in the background, and that was rude to do.
I don't care how that person comes up. They don't get a chance to come up if I don't know who you are.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what your intentions are. People come up and they would destroy a good stream with porn bombing and all that. I don't trust that. If I don't know who you are, you don't come up here until I know who you are.
I can vibe with that all day, brother.
The road to hell was paved on intentions, and I don't know nobody's intentions, so I don't do that.
Feel you.
I don't take chances like that. That's crazy.
Well, we'll see how the government. It's now 24 days have now passed. We'll see how long this continues. If it goes past, like it said on the article, if it goes past the 15th or the 16th, yeah, it's this is very serious now. Like now the games, as Dick Gregory would say, the games they play, the games.
I mean, it's all a game, bro. It's all a game, and it's a shame. It's at the disposal of the people, the everyday working people, is at their disposal. That's the part I don't like. That's the part I don't like. That the regular people suffer.
Yeah.
Peace to the brother enemy, for my brother T Wriggles and everybody in the chat, man. I've been sitting here listening for a while before I jumped on, man. Love the information y'all putting out, man. It's real good information. But this shit, like you said, it's just mind blowing, man. We having a nice talk, communication, and somebody want to come disturb it. But yeah, hopefully everybody good, man. I'm just shaking my head, man. That's all I can do.
Yeah,
okay.
Nah, I'm sorry, OG. I'm just saying we bothering them so much that So if we was up here cursing each other out, or if I was up here saying, "Hey, let me tell y'all who OG Philly really is," let me show you who T Riggles really is, with some drama shit, then everybody will be clapping their hands saying, "Great show." But because we sit up here trying to build with each other and trying to talk about logical solutions to the problems that's arising against us all as a people. I'm not going against white people, black people, or none of that. It shouldn't even be nobody coming up here on no type of racial type of combatants anyway. That's why I'm telling you it's a trick, and it is an N-word behind it too. It ain't that they coming up here attacking us because of what our ideologies are. No, it is because of our ideology, but it's not because of our skin color. It's not because of who we are. It's because of the message that we're talking about. So they try to throw our mind off with having a white person come up and having a white person say the N-word and all this type of stuff. But that's not even what it's about. It's about the message that we're talking about, because we're not talking any anti-white talk. We're not talking no pro-black talk. We're talking pro, I'm tired of being dealt with in a certain type of way talk.
Well, for the duration of this stream, we were standing on behalf of the people. because it's the people that's being dragged and mistreated because of the government shutdown, and they're the ones who suffering. We standing on behalf of them, something that the government should be doing, and they're not doing.
Big facts, bro. That's why
Yeah.
I take the stance I take. You know, anytime I'm talking, I'm using my free speech. You know, and
Yes, sir.
you know,
Yes, sir.
that's why I've been anti-system for a minute, and I refuse to change because they refuse to change.
Exactly. They don't give you a reason to support them. You're not going to support them without a reason.
You know, what really kills me is those people who still hitting that ballot and still believe they vote count, but that
Yeah.
these people go and do something different. It's like mind blown.
Insanity. That's the definition of insanity, OJ.
Yes, sir. And like
Like
I
that.
said, basically, the corporation is shut down because both sides, one side want to pay these foreign companies money, and
Exactly.
you know it's wild. But go ahead, y'all got it, man. Like I said, I'm tired of talking really, so that's why I don't really be saying much because I don't want to be repetitive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I feel like sometimes I need to
I
just shut
understand,
up
brother.
if I don't have nothing positive to say.
I
Right.
understand, but when you're dealing with a hard-headed people, OJ, you have to repeat yourself.
Mm.
When you're talking to us, when you're talking to people who have thick skulls, you gotta constantly repeat yourself, so perhaps it will penetrate. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself too, but we gotta realize who we talking to, bro.
And I definitely agree with that. That's why I play no matter what hood politics part 1 through 4. So hopefully, like you said, repetitively every time I come on, so that hopefully the people will it'll get through that hard head.
Yeah, exactly.
So I definitely agree. And
Perhaps it'll penetrate. You know, I'm gonna take a real quick music break, brother. Real quick. Do you mind, brothers?
Oh man, go right ahead, Bro.Nasir.
No, sir.
Take a quick music break. Let me go to something real quick. This is not what I wanted to play. It's not what I wanted.
Oh yeah, before you play, man, I messed up, y'all. I keep doing this, y'all. Look, shouts out to the chat. I can't because you know I don't have it on my screen, guys. You know, so I can keep focused. Man, shouts out to you. We love you. You know, we love your energy. Look, shouts out to the ones that are
Big
going to.
facts, T-Rex.
You know what I'm saying?
Big
Like
facts.
they undefeated out here. You know what I mean? And you can't play with the chat now. Nobody come here and play with the chat. And shouts out to the ones that are going to view the stream later, man. Much love to y'all.
Shout out to everybody, all the supporters. Shout out. It's greatly appreciated. We
Salutes,
going
much love and respect.
pardon me a second, pardon the technical difficulties. Let me see, where's it at? Where's it at? Nope, that's not it. It's a light video. That's not what I want. Y'all can keep talking while I'm looking for it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Salutes
You
to
know, I got.
everybody.
Go ahead, you
Oh
got
no,
it, King.
go ahead, brother. No, I was just gonna say, man, they didn't get that's gonna make me go in my bag. You know what I'm saying? I really want to talk about these oppressing powers that be. Because while they trying to throw their curveball, we telling them how to swing at it, and they don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So this is gonna get me in my bag. I want to fully expose this synagogue of Satan. I want to fully expose this beast, this animalistic, this animal head, this dog headed person, which is many people who are trying to stop this information from getting to the people so they can't be turned into dogs like the rest of these people, man. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it. And intermission.
Crazy, bro.
Wanna get away from the work. No TV, no radio, no. Hey man, let me tell you, this is my jam right now. Oh.
Yeah. Real talk though. Real talk.
Yeah, just real talk. You know what I mean? Sometimes, it's crazy that people that grew up in the city, will now wanted to live now in rural areas like the forest and all of that. And the people that grew up in like the forest, they want to come live in the city. I find that like strange, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's weird how things happen like that.
Yeah, I want to play this.
Yeah, that's very much.
Go ahead, OJ.
Go ahead, brother. I was just going to reiterate on what my brother T. Riggle said. I lived in a concrete jungle for 50 plus years. For the last 9, almost 10 years, I love being in the woods, man. It's like quiet and serene.
Yes, sir. Hearing the
I
crickets and
love it. So
everything, right?
that's a fact, T. Ray.
Hearing the
Yes,
crickets.
sir. 24 hours a day.
Share my screen real quick.
What you going to do, my brother?
Yes, sir. We're gonna check out stolen land.
Make America great again. The only time that America has ever been great is before the colonizers came here. This your boy OTK, representing Mayday.
Make America great again. Let me make this clear. That was the time before the troublemakers were here. Colonizers calling themselves settlers, warmongering thieves, false history peddlers, sowing poisonous seeds, cause the absence of peace. Because they'll never understand, there will never be peace on stolen land. Especially with a gun and the Bible in your hand, dropping bombs on nations cause they won't meet your demands. Whether it's a city, a borough, or a village, the white man murder, raped, and pillaged, indoctrinated, free people under chattel slavery. But it's nothing in books about the black man's bravery. Stolen land, a constant fight for justice, for truth, for what is right. They try to break us, well, I might, but we rise up, shining ever so bright, shining ever so bright, shining ever so bright, shining ever so bright. Yeah. False characters like Kunta, Chicken George, and Kizzy. They couldn't enslave us cause the aboriginal gets busy. From the black regiment, the promise of freedom did bloom. Whites tried to join the fight, but we didn't need them in the room. Brother Curry told me to fight with all my might, cause a man who won't treat you right can't teach you right. This is Mayday. Y'all know what it is. For generations we've been fighting for our kids. Stolen land, a constant fight for justice, for truth, for what is right. They try to break us, well, I might, but we rise up, shining ever so bright, shining ever so bright, shining ever so bright, shining ever so bright. Yeah, from concrete jungles to ancestral plains, we carry the echoes of joy and pains, breaking the chains, rewriting the names, igniting revolutions, fanning freedom's flame. Stolen land, a constant fight for justice, for truth, for what is right. They try to break us, well, I might, but we rise up, shining ever so bright, shining ever so bright, shining ever so bright, shining ever so bright. Yeah. Stolen land, we reclaim our stand. With every word we make our demand. No peace until justice is at hand. On this stolen land, we make it clear.
And the only way that America could be great again is to put the true American back in their place where they belong.
That stolen land.
Yo, that hard. That go.
Fire. Fire.
That's our story, brother.
I know them your words. I know you wrote that, but shout out to my brother OTK. But you've been bringing some fire, man, with the songs you've been writing and everything. We all need to hook up on the musical level as well, you know, because if we can industrialize a form of us being able to present this music, man, you know, I'm all with that too.
Yes, sir. I don't know, and I know you know your ins and outs around, you know, just like I do. But you know what I'm saying, you was in the industry, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, you know, we just ain't gonna bend over. I know the ins and outs, but if it's under something, I ain't looking at it, man, because I ain't bending over. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And you know what? And anybody that I'm with, I'm gonna protect anyway, because that's just my nature. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So that's it.
Big fast, yeah, man. We got a lot of work to do, man, out here, man. It's just made me happy to just, you know, be a part of the community, man, to be able to give some type of insight for us to build. It's not about what you have or what you know or anything like that. It's all about what you're willing to know and what you're willing to do. So shout out to everybody.
Yeah, it's about what you do and what you're taking care of, brother. That's what it's about.
They get us so fixated on selling out the present, you know, the present time, which is the gift. They get us our mind fixated on the past, which brings us depression, or they get our mind fixated on the future, which brings us anxiety. And without depression and anxiety, we're doing with two less diseases in the world. You dig what I'm saying?
I agree.
We can move forward without two less diseases to this body that we in, because until we're able to maximize our minds to a point of this guy like level that we keep seeking outside of ourselves, we're gonna be in the same situation.
You know, and let me say this because I've been saying it for a minute. Trump ain't cleaning up no corruption in this corporation.
No, sir.
Basically, their agenda is to police the people more, put more laws on us,
Yep.
and police us more. That's why they trying to bring the National Guard in, and it's like I get tired of saying the same thing over. You know what I mean? He's not trying to stop police brutality. He's not getting rid of these corrupt politicians.
You know, brother, it don't matter how many times you say it, you still right. You're still right about what you're saying. And
for sure, yes, sir.
Donald Trump don't want to drain no swamp because once that water get low, they're gonna see his shit in it. That's why he not draining no damn swamp.
Yes, sir.
He said he gonna drain the swamp. Yeah, right. It's so much stuff that he got in that swamp. He's not draining no swamp. And that's why he put everybody in position that he can control so the swamp won't be drained.
Yeah, because if he drain the swamp, then he ain't gonna eat because he pulled the fresh shit into the swamp so he can eat it. He like an alligator motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna pull them into the swamp so he can eat them. So if he drain the swamp, he don't know how to move around on solid ground. You know what I'm saying? Being straight up and down with everybody. It's all about corruption and what they can hide from a person. So he ain't finna drain something that's helping him hide all the shit that he's doing and that he's getting away with. This is all he know. He been doing this. So a lot of people could say, no, he haven't. You just saying something, this and that. But I guarantee you what I'm saying, you don't know.
Exactly.
You don't know this side of it. You think these people are being straight up. These people didn't come to be straight up. These people playing is not to be straight up. Dog, they whole end game where they playing ain't to be straight up. So if they being straight up for a minute, that's bothering me because that's letting me know they trying to trick me. That's like a play when the quarterback is in the shotgun position, when they hike the ball all the way back and they got the linebacker just about to hit him. As soon as you hit Brady, the ball leave his fingertips. So yeah, you knocked him on the ground, but the ball still going, and then the wide receiver catches it and it's a touchdown. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So we got to start looking at the way these people are making these plays and the way the outcome that we getting, bro.
You know, when a president should not be in charge or oversee the Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or any of these federal agencies, the National Guard, because the National Guard is not controlled by the president, but he federalized them so he can control them. Because the National Guard is at the discretion of the governors of those states that they're in. And that's why he federalized them, so he can control them and send them, because he can't send the military in because it's against the rules of posse comitatus. So he's using the National Guard. He's federalizing them and sending them into the cities. And it's supposed to be at the discretion of the governors. If the governors see fit, not the president of the United States. How are you going to tell me what's going? How do you think you know what's going on in my state and I'm closer? You don't even come here, but you sending National Guards here.
Right. That mean you got an agenda outside of what's going on here.
Exactly.
Because you never fully invested in what's going on here. If you were fully invested in what's going on here, you know, you're trying to micromanage. You never micromanage. You don't micromanage with how many people hungry. So I know you don't give a damn about how many people die. Because if you cared about how many people died, then you would not only be trying to stop the killing, you would be trying to stop the medical shit that's killing people. You would be trying to stop the hunger. There's people starving to fucking death, bro. And you sitting up here telling me about somebody killing somebody
And
that they not even
yeah,
killing
you're
your
right.
people. They
And
so you care about me? No.
he don't care about, and he don't care about our people killing each other. He don't care about that. That what he's trying to do is create an optic. And it's been like that since he's been back in the White House. Optics. He wants to have the appearance of a king or emperor, because if you look at how he did the parade on his birthday, he wanted soldiers to march down the street for his birthday, to march down the street like they do in South Korea, like they do in China and Japan. Those sharp soldiers marching down the street, celebrating the president's birthday to give the optics of him being that type of leader. And that was egotistical to cater to his ego. That's all it is. And it's about how things look. And he's sending the guys in to carry out the optics that he want people to see. It's not about how we see it, the rest of the world. It's about how the rest of the world see it, not about how we see it. He want the optics for the rest of the world to see that he's a king over here. He's a emperor over here. He's a dictator over here in the United States. It's about the optics. And he's not even the one who's pulling the strings. But as bad as it looks, and if it appears that he's doing it, he's good with it. He's good with all that. Because that is the telltale sign of someone who's been a loser all his damn life. As much money as he got, he's still a damn bum. He's a bum. A billionaire bum. That makes you even more of a bum because you got money and you still a bum.
That's crazy, man. T Riggers, was you gonna interject, bro?
Nah, that was enough said right there.
Facts, big facts.
Yeah, I was just gonna say real quick. It seemed like he ain't getting his billions from business. He getting his billions from suing people, because that's all he's been doing since he got in the office. But y'all got it.
Nah, but then too, on the grounds that he talking about suing people, like I got things that, so if we gonna go to this digital shit before we go to this digital currency, why do I have to even locate anything that's owed to me if it was all about the people? See, you can't disregard my needs at the same time, blaming somebody else. Because that make me think you blaming both of us. See, I'm not stupid enough to say, okay, once he take care of them, then he gonna take care of me. Nah, you need to be taking care of me now. So then if you gonna take care of me now, then now I can assist you with it. But see, it seemed like to me, and I don't know, maybe I'm dumb or something, but I just feel like you telling me a bunch of bullshit. See, you telling me that you going after to do all these other things. You telling me I'm gonna take care of you when I get back, but the whole time I'm fending for myself. But when you gonna get back? You ain't gonna never get back. You always creating something else that you gotta do. Okay, I got off of work. I was going to get you something to eat. But what happened was now I gotta go back to work, and then now I gotta stop by my coworker house, and then now this, and then now that. But we keep voting for this person to keep making stops before they ass make it back home. That's why I'm tired of these people who keep speaking up the things that this government is doing to the people, it's slight genocide. It ain't quite genocide, it's slight genocide. You understand you feel what I'm saying? So we got to start calling things for what they are and not what we hope for them to be. Because hope worse than dope, man. You know, you get a people hooked on hope, they'll be on that shit for 200 years. When I know people who crack ain't even deal with people that long, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Alcoholism ain't even dealt with people for that long, but then you would get to this hope shit, and then now hope got a 200-year spell on us.
Yeah, I mean, you read about that shit.
Come on, man, what we doing? But then we talking about it ain't about what they doing, it's about what we doing. So if we just get ourselves together, but we keep focusing on ourselves and we ain't coming together to recognize ourselves as a collective, we got to do that first so we can say, well, damn, we one group. It ain't me just against one white boy, or it ain't me against just the JEWs, or it ain't just me against the world. You know, it's me against one of these people. And every day I see a different race or creed, but they all treat me different. I'm in a state of confusion. No, we need to come together as a collective. We need to first say,
Yes, sir.
we're the only people, we're the only group of people that don't have an economic floor. Everybody else has an economic floor that they take to the economic forum and they're able to speak for the people. We don't have one.
You said something that was key though, Key. Said you're gonna take care of me. You said it in that sense. But some of our people are so blind and they're not being watchful of what's going on, and they're trusting someone who is not trustworthy because of behaving like, to me, like the freshman girl in college and the damn senior winked at her. That's how some of our people behaving towards Trump. You know what I'm saying? And can you imagine those people that was stumping for him loud as hell? They was loud as hell. Those Latinos was loud as hell stumping for Trump. And he was telling them what he was going to do when he got elected, and they were still stumping for him. Loud as hell. I'm going to get rid of the immigrants. And they didn't stop to think that this motherfucker is talking about me. They never stopped. They just totally ignored the fact that he was telling them in their face, once I get in the office, your ass is gone. But they
That's a
still went
fact.
out in droves and voted for that motherfucker.
That's a fact. You know, they put their effort behind them. Hey, man, shout out to my brother Shan TV. Hey, Shan, salute. And shout out to my brother Pete Trillion, man. Pine Bluff represents. Salutes to y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit that link, man. We'll drop the link. Make sure y'all both hit the link, man, and present y'all channels. Salutes to Shan, man. I've been looking for you over there on TikTok, but I ain't been able to find you. You know, they got rid of me and my channel, man. So I had to build another one. But it's good to see you out there. It's good to see all of y'all. E.F. Hutton, Marty, the Taz Show. Any of y'all want to hit the link, man? Make sure y'all hit the link. You know, because all of you brothers inside, especially Shan too. I want to know what you're seeing over in Jamaica, man, as far as what's happening with us over here. You know, we like to touch bases with our brothers and sisters from the other side of the world so that we can really make some real deal comparisons to what we talking about, man. Salutes to you and flat motherfucking power. Salute.
Salute to Shan TV. Salute. It's been a while, brother. Salute to Shan TV. It's been a while. I used to enjoy building with the brother.
Oh yeah, man. It's just crazy that Donald Trump would not think that the people would be able to keep up with his plot. Because see, there's a lot of trickery, it's a lot of foolery when it comes to the Donald Trump plot because they telling us that he's the only white man you could trust, basically. Like I bet you see what I'm saying.
And what's stupid about it though, man? You get people who supposed to be the brilliant among us, the smart among us, would say the most ridiculous shit. Well, he was around the rappers and stuff like, okay, those rappers are fucking entertainers. Of
Right.
course, we're gonna be around somebody who's an entertainer also, and somebody who's doing business with them. If I have a plaza that can hold tens of thousands of people, you want to have a concert in my hall, I'm gonna do business with you. You want to rent my hall to perform here? Okay. You want to rent my hall to box here and do a boxing match? Okay, I got $10 million, $20 million, $25 million fights going on in my Trump Plaza or Taj Mahal, whatever place he got now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they think that he's loyal to us because he was seen with them. That's that thing that I'll be talking about when it comes to alignment. Alignment is not camaraderie. Alignment is just being seen with. You aligning yourself with that person. And people use words the wrong way and they don't understand the definition of these words. An alignment is only being seen with you. That don't mean that I give a damn about somebody I'm in a picture with.
Facts.
That don't mean a thing because I'm in the picture with you or because I'm seen with you. Alignment don't mean camaraderie. Don't mean that you care and you're gonna stand and act on behalf of.
Yeah, that's a big fact. And they haven't shown us yet. And like I was showing earlier, that man, once we can get locked into our minds, and we can get it locked into our routine that these people don't really care about us. Well, if they kind of care about us, that's cool. But we just got to say, you don't care about me yet. If you gonna care about me later, you care about me later. But right now, I see I need to fend for myself because I see you don't care about me. Quit playing with me and going on over there until you make your mind up. When you make your mind up, that's fine. But right now, you need to get the hell out of my face. You see what I'm saying? See, we need to take this type of attitude because we're the most caring, we're the most loving people. Even if we say this rhetoric wasn't true, the slavery rhetoric, it's a lot of people say there wasn't no slavery. It's a lot of people say there was slavery. I just say people ain't looking at it for what it was and what it actually was. So therefore, they can't decipher between the two fake versions. The fake version is it didn't happen, and another fake version is that it did happen. But it's two fake versions that's being sold. If people can grasp the real version about sharecroppers, and yeah, if a white boy was on a rich man land, and when a majority of the people white with money, look how this system set up. This shit ain't just start getting janky. This whole system been set up like that since the beginning. We ain't never been equal with them in this system of things. We've always been on the bottom in this motherfucking system.
That's why it's minor. That's why it's minute.
That's right.
Black men and women in MAGA hats is sheer and mere stupidity. They think they're on a team because they wear their hat and jersey. You're not on the team. You are a damn fan. That's what you are, and that's all you'll ever be. You cannot be on a team. I don't care how many MAGA hats you buy. They'll use you. to serve to the detriment of yourself and your people, they'll use you. And you're usable with your behavior. But they think they're on a team. They actually think they're on a team. MAGA hoes, brother.
That's a huge.
That's what they are.
So, oh yeah, you got him, my brother T. Riddle. Shout out to my brother Sam.
I never heard of mega hoes.
That's what they are, bro.
Yeah. You know, we got
pom poms. That's what I wrote the rhyme, brother. I said it makes me sick to my stomach. I think I'm gonna need some Toms. They bending over backwards. Might as well get some pom poms.
we got dummy hoes. The Democratic Party got dummy hoes, and we got mega hoes, and dummy hoes.
Yep, they're MAGA hoes.
Yeah. look. T. Riggles think that's funny. What?
Right? That's it. I never heard of mega hoes before.
Yeah, we got mega hoes.
I mean, you know, brother, remember the other day when I came up, brother, when the dude was on Bro Sanchez channel talking about, man, I get $1,200, $1,400. Trump gave me a stimulus check and this and that.
Yeah,
I was trying to get up there before he left. I was trying to get there my best before he left, but I was downstairs and my computer was acting up. So I ran upstairs and I got on. By the time I got up, he had left. And matter of fact, I was still on, but he was signing off when I was on, and I was like waiting for when I come in, I just don't impose. I'll say peace first, and then Brother Sanchez will allow me to speak.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro.
Yeah, but see that brother right there, it looked like he would have took a 7-Eleven hot dog for Trump. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even this shit.
Give him a Slurpee and a 7-Eleven hot dog. You're a fool, bro.
Friend ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? He done took that glizzy boy, and he done took a watermelon grape slushy.
Fool, bro. I told that nigga, man, I said, man, if I got a corner for you, if you want to be a fucking cheap whore.
Yeah. Yeah, he ate that hot dog. He'd have put some chili and some cheese on it. He'd have put a lot of shit on it, like Trump. He loved Trump so much his subconscious would have just said, dump all the poop on it. You can. He'd have put a lot of chili and cheese on that glizzy. He'd have took
you the type of Negro man when Trump would have flew over him. Trump would have flew over him and started bombing him with his shit. He probably would have tilted his head and opened his damn mouth.
Hey, yo, bro. Hey, yo, man.
Castle, that's shameful, bro. That damn shameful, bro.
Trump's like, yeah, Key. You know, you're just a fucking hater, man. You know, you're just a fucking hater. You know, all the black people love me, man. Just wait until I let these niggas get cocaine cheap again. You're gonna be in for it. You know. Yo, this nigga is crazy, man. This nigga running the government like, you know, Players Club when Dollar Bill had the strip club. That's how Donald Trump running the country. He got Diamond on stage. He got a lot of shit going on that we ain't supposed to be seeing right now.
Yeah, he's running it like this like a 4-year episode of The Apprentice.
Oh, this is bad, man. This is not good. So I don't see how people are. I mean, hey man, if you like it, then if this is how politics go, then you know I never was down with the politics. But if this how y'all doing it now, man, you know, hey man, you know, I'm just
stand politics. I don't like politics or politicians. Never did. Never did.
I never voted, bro.
I don't like them because they're politicians. That's the reason why I don't like them.
Well, my dear brothers, thank you, Brother Nasir.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna
OG,
wrap this up now. We
yeah,
almost at the 3 hour mark. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
2:59. We're gonna wrap this up. Y'all can close out, brothers. You can
yeah.
wrap
Look,
this up.
look. Thank you, brother Nasir, Key Norfolk, man. You know what I'm saying? OG. Always, this is always a classic. You know, we speak so very natural and genuine when up here. And like I told you already, Key, now I'm gonna tell you, brother Nasir, and OG, you already know. You know what I mean? It's an honor to be up here with you, brothers, that we can share our minds and thoughts with each other. And, you know, peace and love to the chat. Let's not forget the chat's undefeated out here. And so, long story short, brother Nasir, classic. Thank you, brother.
Thank you for coming up, brother, and contributing to the stream. My brother OG, Key Norfolk, you know, as always.
Yeah.
Coming with the information, brothers. You know.
Brother
Salute to
Nasir.
you all. Appreciate. Yes, my brother.
I've gotta add this. You know what I'm saying, to your wifey, Mrs. James. Congratulations, Fire 2. Congratulations.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Congratulations.
Indeed. I gotta get the book. I'm telling you. I mean, bro, I sat there and I read the second part. I was like, wow. I had to go in and say, look, we need a Fire 2.0. I don't need this to end. I mean, bro, it's like that. I'm like, I like the way it ended, but I don't think it should end.
Oh, yeah, man. And, you know, I was able to purchase volume 1, but I'm gonna purchase volume 2 too, because I'm a visual reader, man, too. So I got the book. I'm telling you, definitely a great read. You know, it need to be put into movie form, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the continuation, to see that she's, you know, coming back with part 2, just to show that she really do this, man. So make sure y'all show us some support. Can we get like a link in the chat for the people?
Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all keep talking while I try to find it, brothers.
Hey, look, I got something. Look, like I got something again. Mrs. James, congratulations again, and you deserve.
Oh yeah, for
Appreciate
sure.
that, brother.
Peace and power. Yeah, we got to make sure we support everybody in the community. You know, no matter what nobody got going on, if we can start to support each other rather than just coming to see what the next person got going on, so we can, you know, talk about it. You know, offer your help and your guidance and your wisdom. Make yourself a part of what the next person got going on. You know what I'm saying? That's your part-time job right there. That's your hobby or, you know, hustle on the side. You know, dealing with each other, you know, just to drop some game to everybody. Salutes. And man, much love and respect, man. I appreciate the bill. Salutes to everybody, man. I do gotta get out of here. Salute.
Hey, I appreciate you, Enemy Public, for allowing me up. My brother T. Wriggles, Key Norfolk. I appreciate y'all coming, you know, through. Man, much
I
love and
appreciate
respect to
you all
everybody,
for
brother.
coming up and
You know what I
joining me
mean?
this evening, hanging out. I appreciate you coming up, OG, for joining me this evening.
Yes, sir.
Hanging out with me. Key Norfolk, T. Wriggles. Salute to you all. Salute to the chat. Thank you all for joining, hanging out with the brother. We're gonna have more builds like this together. I enjoy chopping it up with the brothers. And until next time, this is the Enemies Public, a company where, you know, we dual stream this with my brother Key Norfolk. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. Peace.
Yeah.
The enemy's public. They really give a damn. The enemy's public. the enemy